In 1983, Gene Simmons met Shannon Tweed at the Playboy Mansion. What began as a fiery relationship stretched nearly 3 decades before they finally walked down the aisle in 2011. But their marriage wasn't just about love. It was about saving face after scandals threatened to destroy everything Simmons had built. Recently uncovered footage from their reality show revealed moments that were never meant for public eyes. His son Nick was caught in a plagiarism scandal. Legal documents hinted at troubling incidents with female employees. And the man who once bragged about sleeping with nearly 5,000 women suddenly found his wild image coming back to haunt him. But who really is Gene Simmons? He was born Haimwitz in Haifa, Israel, in 1949. His mother, Flora, had survived the Holocaust, losing much of her family to the Nazis. That silent pain shaped Gene's early years. His parents' marriage collapsed, and his mother raised him alone, working long hours in factories while young Haim sold fruit on the streets to help them survive. At night, he often cried himself to sleep in an empty house. In 1958, his mother took him to New York City with nothing but hope. They lived in a cramped apartment in Queens, and Haim, now calling himself Gene Klein, struggled with English, bullies, and poverty. But he found escape in comic books and American pop culture. By the time he saw the Beatles on The Ed Sullivan Show in 1964, he knew what he wanted: to be famous. Gene worked odd jobs, stayed away from drugs and alcohol, and began playing guitar. By the early 70s, he teamed up with Paul Stanley to form Wicked Lester, a failed project that eventually gave birth to Kiss. When they took the stage in 1973 with wild makeup, fire-breathing, and blood-spitting theatrics, the world couldn't look away. Kiss exploded. Their live album Alive, in 1975, went quadruple platinum, and their tours turned into spectacles unlike anything rock had seen before. But behind the music was Gene Simmons' other addiction: women. He famously kept thousands of Polaroid photos of his encounters, which Shannon Tweed later burned on live television. Even when Kiss faltered in the late 70s and early 80s, Simmons' ambition never stopped. He launched solo projects, jumped into acting, and turned Kiss into one of the most profitable brands in rock history, slapping their logo on everything from toys to coffins. By the 2000s, his empire was worth hundreds of millions. But success came with controversy. From lawsuits over alleged misconduct to his failed attempt to trademark the devil horns hand gesture, Simmons often made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Even his son, Nick, wasn't spared from scandal when his comic book was exposed for plagiarism. Still, through every rise and fall, Gene Simmons managed to reinvent himself: businessman, reality star, husband, and father. And while his 2011 marriage to Shannon Tweed was filled with drama, it also revealed the one thing Gene always tried to hide: that behind the fire-breathing demon was still the little boy, shaped by his mother's survival and the fear of ever being powerless again. This is Gene Simmons, unfiltered, unmasked, and unforgettable. You're watching StarLoop News. If you enjoyed this look into the shocking truths behind rock's wildest icon, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that uncover the secrets of Hollywood and beyond.